It's too academic in nature. We've already solved the case issue. This is all dicta. Okay? So generally speaking, and this sounds really stupid to write, but it actually is very true. When you find your answer, stop. When you can find several authorities that are primary sources, that are mandatory primary sources, stop. You have your answer. What I used to do as part of my conclusions, I would take all the other academic stuff and all the other questions that I was thinking about while I was doing my work. Right, because that, you have your question and you're answering your question, but as you're doing research, ooh, that's a good point. What about this? And then what about that? And what about that? All those what abouts, put in your conclusion as further research may be needed to answer these questions or these cases. And then have the attorneys decide, is this worthwhile? Is this worth your time and effort to continue researching because you have our answer? Right? Who was elected president in 1826?
1826?
Yeah. 1824, I apologize. 1824 would be John Quincy Adams, right? If I gave you 2 minutes, you could all Google it, you'd look it up. That's the research you did, right?
Yes.
That's it. That answers the question, who was president in 1824? The answer is John Quincy Adams. But if you look at the election of 1824, at that time it was the most hotly contested election. And in fact, many people argue that it was stolen from Andrew Jackson, who would later defeat John Quincy Adams in 1828. So you could write about the Jackson-Adams election. You could talk about the Adams family pedigree, that his father was a president. You could talk about it was one of the first elections actually to feature campaigning. It was the birth of the Democratic Party, all that kind of stuff. But all that kind of stuff doesn't belong here. Because what was the question? Who won the 1824 election?
Yep.
Right? But as you're reading about who won, all these other things might interest you, or you might think maybe they're relevant in the big picture, put it into context discussion. But it doesn't necessarily belong there. And that's why you can put it in your conclusion. Further research may be indicated as this was a hotly contested election and gave birth to the political party of the Democrats. Right? If the attorney wants more context or more stuff in there, he may tell you, yeah, do some more research, run with this, we like this. Or, you've answered the question, thank you, here are 10 other cases we need you to look at. So again, when you've answered the question, when you have primary mandatory sources, you're confident, stop. Okay. Are there any questions?
Like as a paralegal, how many cases that a paralegal usually have? Like,
Oh, depends on the firm.
it depends on the law firm. Is it a small law firm or a big law firm? I'm saying like for a small one.
It depends.
It depends, right?
That's an impossible question for me to answer. Every law firm uses their paralegals differently.
Okay.
Every law firm handles different types of cases, general to specific. It really depends. One of the things about the externship program is that you're going to get a kind of, hopefully, in a law office setting, kind of an idea of what you're doing.
Yep.
But I mean, when I was never a paralegal, I was a law clerk. And
That's different, right?
yeah, and the appellate term judge that I clerked for had anywhere between 30 and 80 cases on his desk.
Woo.
Wow.
So, now the nice thing is that most of those cases were very similar in their nature, so they didn't take a whole lot of time to research and discover. A lot of it was just, you're cutting and pasting. You're not reinventing the wheel.
Okay.
Especially we were in charge of the mental health hearings, the mental health and hygiene hearings. When you get locked up involuntarily at Bellevue, within 72 hours you have to be heard. And then you have a right of appeal of that. Our judge was one that heard appeals. So I don't want to say it was a rubber stamp of deny, but if you're thinking that you're Napoleon or You're not going anywhere. All right. So what I want to do now, I'm presuming that almost nobody did assignment number 2, correct? From this chapter? You did?
Yes, but,
Oh.
I didn't finish it.
That's perfectly fine. What I'd like you to do now is I would like you to take it out. If you've done it. If you haven't done it, I'd like you to take about 10-15 minutes, take a look. Does anyone need assignment number 2? I have assignment 2 and 3 from the book. This is what's due on Friday, if you don't have your book yet.
I don't
I don't have a book yet.
You don't have your book yet?
have this in the next one.
What's that?
I don't have it yet.
Okay.
I ordered online, but maybe
Alright. If you don't have the book yet, what you got to do is you got to make friends with someone that has it, or you got to go to the library, because you got to start doing these assignments.
This is for Friday, right?
Friday, yeah. So what I'd like us to do now is to take a look at assignment number 2. Take a look at the client facts, the rule of law, and your assignment, okay? And what I'd like you to do is to start writing out the IRAC method, the issues, the rule, the application, the conclusion, and then we're going to do it together in class. So take about 10-15 minutes now, take a look at assignment number 2. And again, you don't need to do any research. You're using the law that's in these examples. So I don't think you have to, oh my God, I got to go to the library to do research. There's no research here.
That would be the steps, right?
Yes, the IRAC steps. Okay, Miss Destin is here. You are Randy Fernandez?
Me.
That's you over there. You are Alexander Guzman. Ms. Jordan is here. Mr. Treadwell is here. Ms. Thompson. Ms. Steve is not here. Your name? Say again?
Should be the first.
Sophia.
Yes.
Okay. That's brother Ms. Thompson who's sitting. What is the issue? Someone give me the issue. Yeah.
The issue that the client found a check which was completely made out to cash and he cashed the check.
Not the issue. You described facts.
And the issue was he cashed out the check and he signed it.
You're describing facts. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, he was subsequently arrested and charged with perjury.
You're still giving me facts. Guys, what is the issue here? You're
He
all
got-
overthinking. This is the easy part. What is the issue?
He was arrested because he cashed out the check.
That's not an issue. That's a fact. That's not that you cannot dispute that. That's a fact. What is the issue?
The check was completely made out. when
That's
he
not an
found it.
issue. That's a fact. That's not in dispute. What is the issue here?
Forgery.
What about forgery? Did he commit forgery?
Yes, he committed a crime
Oh,
by
dear.
signing a
Right?
check that was
Hello?
Yeah,
This is
that's-
the easy part. Right?
his. Yeah,
The basic issue,
was
I
that.
didn't think we'd have trouble with this one. I thought we'd have trouble with the next one. Does forgery occur when an individual cashes a check that they found?
Yes.
Put another way, did our client commit forgery?
Yes.
Right? Using some of the language here, just taking from the facts, does forgery occur when an individual cashes a check that they found, right? What is being alleged here? That he cashed a check that wasn't his.
Yeah.
He found a check and cashed it,
And put his own signature on it.
right? Now, that's not an issue. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Now, the complete issue, something we're going to learn how to do more next semester when we focus in on issue writing in chapter 10 and 11. But the complete issue is when you take the basic issue and apply the facts in the issue. This is how it should sound. Under section 30-236 of the Penal Code, does forgery occur when an individual finds a check made out to cash, signs it as back as instructed, and cashes it? Does everybody see how this is a little bit fuller than the basic issue?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Eventually, this is how you're all going to learn how to phrase issues. The issues is going to have a reference to the law, it'll have the basic issue that we're trying to decide, and it will include key facts. Found a check made to cash, signed the back as instructed, and cashes it. Those are your 3 key facts. And that's how we can incorporate it into an issue. But for now, what I'm more concerned about is this. This is where you guys should be. You guys hopefully will get here before you graduate, especially next semester when we talk about memorandum and brief writing more specifically. This course is designed more of the basics, and the next semester we drill down more specifically, or whenever you take legal 2. Okay? But does everybody see why this is the issue? Does forgery occur when an individual cashes a check that they found? Right? Was it his check?
No.
Okay. Questions?
Can I take a picture?
Sure. So that's the I in the IRAP.
Can't really see.